From stealing the show as Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad to potentially star in a Gotham City Sirens project, here's why Margot Robbie is the only actor safe in James Gunn's DC universe. And it all boils down to Harley Quinn's success. So we all remember Suicide Squad, right? It doesn't matter which one, all I want to point out is that neither of them did very well at the box office. And that's overstating things. But despite both movies bombing so badly, there was one element in both that stood out. And that was Margot Robbie playing Harley Quinn. In the stuffy, dark atmosphere of DC's films, her character was a breath of fresh air. Quinn was both endearing and absolutely insane. It's clear why Margot was the only one to make an impact in DC and why the rest of the characters failed. No wonder Robbie's even rumored to be given creative freedom in the studio. She's earned that spot fair and square. Also, among all the other disgraced actors in DC, Margot is probably the one making the most of her stardom. She's a Barbie, y'all. When in our lives did we ever think of that being possible? So yeah, you get it. Margot is the it thing. And in the new and improved DC universe, a name like that on the roll call can totally work. Let's also not forget, James Gunn's quotes about her are nothing but encouraging. Now, this is a dude who didn't hesitate once when giving all of DC's major characters the boot, but he wasn't the one to mince his words. When a fan asked if he'd work with the Australian actress again, declaring, "For sure," almost immediately in a tweet. And that's not all. Apparently, Gunn's got major plans for Quinn in the future, including a TV show or maybe even a movie in the works. While there's obviously no official word yet, we can definitely anticipate seeing Quinn back on our screens sometime soon. Of course, not everyone's thrilled about James's decision to keep her in DC. A lot of fans have claimed this to be nepotism, especially because Gunn's decided to keep her while trashing Aquaman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, and even Superman. But that hasn't deterred the big man. As I said, he's gearing up for new projects starring Harley Quinn. But before I talk about that, y'all do remember that Harley Quinn's a product of the Joker's maniacal energy, right? And we already have another Joker project with its own Harley Quinn in the works. Do you know what this means? Margot's got competition, in the form of none other than Lady Gaga, who's the leading lady in Joker Folie à Deux. Now, I don't see any harm in having two Harleys at the same time. We have two Batmans already, don't we? But with DC in such turmoil, and Lady Gaga is almost done with this very prominent DCEU project, there could obviously be a chance of her replacing Robbie entirely in the expanded universe. In fact, an insider claim also stated that the Babylon actor was insulted by Gaga's casting in the role. But recently, Margot has spoken up to reject that claim by saying that she's super excited to see the singer take up this character, and that she'll definitely do an amazing job in the film. Well, that's a relief. Plus, as I said, two Harleys never harmed anyone. Except for Gotham, maybe. But Gunn will figure out a way to save the city, too, I think. There's also the fact that both actors play a very different version of the character. Lady Gaga's version is a lot different from the Harley we saw in Suicide Squad. Her role in the film's darker. Plus, it's a musical, so it won't make sense for her to exist in a different genre than that. So there's no denying that, as far as the extended DC world is concerned, Margot Robbie is here to stay. Which is great because now she's got all the creative freedom she needs to flesh out her character. And that's not a small feat. One of the biggest examples of this is a rumor. Margot is thinking of bringing in Gugu Mbatha-Raw to play Poison Ivy in a project that could potentially star both actresses together. Now that's exciting news, and with Margot having a bigger role behind the action, we bet there's a lot more of Harley Quinn we can see in the upcoming DC universe. This is also great for the Barbie actor herself, especially considering how she's been working extensively on her own production company, Lucky Chap Entertainment. So all in all, it's a logical and win-win situation for everyone. Wait, but what kind of projects will she be starring in? Let's check those out too. For one, we have Waller, a Suicide Squad spin-off series starring Amanda Waller, with members of Gunn's Peacemaker series that's all set to be released on HBO Max. According to fans, this could be a pretty fitting show for Quinn, especially considering that this could show her dealing with the consequences of defying Amanda during the events of Suicide Squad. Obviously, it'll be a treat to watch both of these superstars battle it out in a show. Plus, let's not forget, we'll get to watch Robbie shine in her iconic role again. But while this could be a possibility, there's also a chance of a Birds of Prey sequel. That could be another solo flick with Harley in the lead. This one could be more of an anti-villain story, where she could be joined by Poison Ivy in a friend/romance storyline that'll definitely woo us away. I mean, think about it. We haven't seen Gotham's classic villains in so long, and let's be honest, none of the villains in the DC films of late have made a massive impact, so why not bring the classics to life? One of the best things about them being Ivy and Quinn would be their stories and complex past. Plus, imagine the fun they could have with this story. So, yeah, James Gunn, make this one happen. In fact, there are rumors that Olivia Wilde could join the pair as well. And if this happens, well, it's going to be a trio to look out for. Another way she could return is in a revenge flick, especially one that takes the Vengeance Unlimited arc, where Harley challenges the Joker in a revenge battle, as a way to get back to all the people who've wronged her in the past. This could be a really smart move for DC, because at this point, they really need some brownie points for popularity and likability. Plus, we haven't seen such creativity come out of the studio for a long time. And so if this happens, there's a high chance they'll have a flock of fans clamoring for tickets in no time. Also, now that we have another chance of seeing a rewritten DC world, there's also room for Harley Quinn, Future's End to come on screen. Look, the DCEU is already diving into the multiverse, right? So why not give us a short Harley Quinn movie where she's the hero instead of the villain? You know you'd watch that. This could be based on the one-shot comic of the same name. In different possible futures, Harley is actually living the life of a vigilante who's the savior and protector of Coney Island instead of the other way around. DC could take the Marvel route here and make this into a mini-series of sorts, or if not, they could go for an anthology series featuring Quinn, where we see her in a different persona each time. You know it's possible, and if DC has such a solid 10-year plan ready, and if they're going to such lengths to keep Robbie on board, I bet they can make this happen too. They could also make her Task Force X's new leader, considering how she was the only charismatic and interesting character in the group. Although, I don't think Gunn and his new DC buddy, Peter Safran, are going to spend another dime on the Suicide Squad next. We all know how much of a money pit it was the last 2 times they did that. Plus, let's not forget, when it comes to leading a pack, Quinn can hold her ground pretty well. But do you know what the most exciting prospect is? A Gotham City Sirens project. You know how I said Olivia Wilde might direct a film for DC? Well, if the rumors are true, and if Margot really is getting the kind of creative authority we're talking about, I think DC's days are about to change, especially if they end up making a GCS project. I know I have wanted to see this one for the longest time, and why not? A story with Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, and Catwoman together are bound to be full-on entertainers. Plus, as far as the animated version of these characters goes, each time they've come together, the dynamic between them has been crazy. And it's about time DC gave us some more strong female characters. So who better than this trio to bring that kind of world to life? In a way, they do owe it to us as well, considering how they slashed the entire Batgirl project in a heartbeat. So let's wait and watch how it goes. In any case, I'm super excited. So there you go, guys. From a potential Gotham City Siren project, Margot's continued popularity as Harley Quinn, all the reasons why she's the only DC actor safe in the James Gunn universe.